I often get asked the question of what to do when dealing with bullies. And what I mean by that is people in your life who push you around, badger you, harangue you, fill up space and time and energy with circular arguments and are essentially nasty and unpleasant people. And my approach is pretty direct and simple. It's like confronting that and saying, hey, what is this? And then getting back to what is it that you're trying to achieve, because right now this is damaging the relationship, this isn't really working, and then expressing what the goal is for the communication and the connection and moving forward, the way forward. So that has happened in different cases with different people. Even recently, where I had to deal with a family member was getting out of hand and being disrespectful to an elder, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And, no, I don't care. Like, well, that's fine. What you don't care about, what you're doing is disrupting the family and creating issues, and that's not okay. And although they hemmed and hawed and were being difficult, at the end of the day, they were able to stop. So I think that often the issue is that if people get away with stuff because no one takes the time or the energy to confront, because it's not okay, there's fear, what they're gonna do, or looking like the bad guy. And I know that there's a lot to deal with in that. However, if we don't speak to the problem, we don't speak towards what we want to have and create, nothing ever changes. And obviously I'm not saying that you confront people who are like gang members with guns and things like that that can kill you, unless you have the police with you or something like that. Obviously you need to be safe. However, if you can take care of yourself and there's minimal risk of you being assaulted or murdered or something like that, then it is important to confront, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's not easy. I've had a lot of success in it, maybe because of my experience. I can do it, but I don't think that it has to do with experience or body size, because I've seen smaller people with no experience in martial arts or anything confront bigger people and still make them stop. So I think it has more to do with intention, intensity, clarity and focus, and also just a sense of like standing in a sense of right thinking or right being. Maybe those are like esoteric terms, but there is a presence or beingness that actually can create change. When people like Gandhi or some of these other people confronted people, it may have been gentle, but it was very forceful. They didn't just like stay there and say, oh, it's okay for you to kill people or hurt people. They would say, no, this is not okay. And they would stand there. Or Martin Luther King Jr. So you don't have to be violent to go against violence or some kind of problem. You can stand for peace and love and respect and all the values that we hold dear, and actually make a difference if you stand in courage, strength, and your own power. The problem is that we sometimes shrink or fear the consequences, the fallout. My experience is if once you start and there's like a momentum that builds and things get better. So today, my challenge is to you, in small ways, try a little bit of standing forward, maybe even just asking a question. So, hey, was that the best response? Maybe, that, or ouch, that really hurt, and that really kind of didn't feel good, and I really would appreciate it if you would do X, Y, and Z, or not say that, or say this instead, because sometimes people actually do better when you give them some guidance and direction. But my challenge is for you to take a moment to confront a situation, a person, and stand in your truth. I know it's difficult, I know it's not easy, and I know it makes a huge difference and can transform not only the situation, but the relationship and your life. It's worth it. Give it a go and let me know how it goes. Talk to you tomorrow.